Porsche's added a new GTS to its Cayman range, the first two-seater G-T-S Coupé to hit the market, and it's already the flagship. The new Cayman GTS struts its stuff on the Circuit Mallorca, and true to the Cayman name, alligators can move very fast indeed. Car tester Reinhold Deisenhofer explains the Cayman GTS was made for both the racetrack and the street. GTS stands for Gran Turismo Sport, which, like so many things with Porsche, has a story behind it. Back in 1963, there was once a Porsche 904 GTS race car that was street legal. And that was the concept behind the new Cayman GTS. It's ideally suited to both the track and the street.
Ist wunderbar für die Rennstrecke geeignet, aber auch für den Alltag.
The straight 6-boxer engine of the new top-of-the-line Cayman is based on the Cayman S's 4.3-liter powerhouse. Optimized fine-tuning bumps its output up to 250 kilowatts and adds 10 newton-meters of extra torque to make it 380. The Cayman GTS with the Porsche dual-clutch unit makes the sprint from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 4.6 seconds and just breaks the 280 kilometer per hour mark at maximum speed. Reinhold points out that, on paper, the difference between a Cayman S and a Cayman GTS isn't that much, maybe a tenth of a second off the acceleration time and a few more kilometers per hour of the top speed. But in the driver's seat, especially on the track, the little differences tend to add up to one big one.
Cayman GTS.
The Porsche Active Suspension Management sets the chassis 10 millimeters lower and heightens agility. The optional Porsche Torque Vectoring, or PTV, gives the GTS better handling. The PTV selectively brakes or locks the differential on the inside wheel, going into curves, to enhance the car's steering precision and agility. Former race car driver Walter Röhrl describes the regular Cayman S as a perfect car. Now Porsche has added a bit more oomph to it, with an extra 15 horsepower, plus a slightly redesigned interior. But for him, the decisive point is the sound inside the car. At the press of a button, drivers get the look and feel of a real race car. The new Cayman GTS's cabin also strikes the balance between the street and the track. The instruments are logically and neatly arranged. And the surfaces are a joy to the touch, especially on the steering wheel. But it's the engine position that really qualifies the Cayman GTS for the racetrack. Walter Röhrl draws the comparison with Formula One, the highest racing class, where the engine is mounted midway between the axles to achieve the ideal weight distribution. The disadvantage, though, is that it takes up space in the cabin. The engine sits right behind the two seats. So he says there will always be fans of the 911 with its rear-mounted engine and fans of the mid-engine, the real high-performance sports cars. Standard on the new GTS is the Sport Chrono package, with stiffer mufflers and a sport exhaust for the throaty racing sound. The sound is as much a part of a Porsche as its body styling. For the new Cayman GTS, Reinhold Deisenhofer coins the term everyday sports car, saying the GTS is just as good for city driving or zipping around country roads or down the Autobahn. But even without much converting, it can also be taken out on the racetrack. And there, it does what Porsche GTSs have always done best: drive fast. It's all the tweaks and nips and tucks that make the difference.
machen den Unterschied.
Porsche's asking more than 77,000 euros for its all-purpose sports car in Germany, over 10,000 euros more than for the Cayman S. That would pay for lots of concert tickets. But then the Cayman GTS comes with its own orchestra in back for an exhilarating sound and driving experience.